Hello, everyone. This is Manjit here, and I'm here with you along with Dr. Mostafa. And we are at another episode of Xobin Talk, where we talk with HR leaders to understand about their experiences and how they're facing day-to-day challenges in their own domain and, get benefited by their experience. So, welcome, Dr. Mostafa. Please tell me about yourself.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you and thank your team for preparation for this episode. And it's an honor to be invited, like, with a remarkable institute or organization like you. I'm Mostafa Ghanima. I'm Ph.D. in Human Resources almost 10 years. I talk about myself. I have to start with my career. I started my career as a call center agent in a multinational company in Egypt. While I was in Egypt, while I was working there, I saw the HR. I asked them, what's HR? They told me they are the people who are coming and discipline us and hire us. So we had something like a police in the department.
Interesting.
So I asked them, I told there was an internal vacancy for HR in Egypt, and I asked them I'd like to apply. They told me, Mustafa, you are not qualified for HR people, didn't study anything or don't know anything about human resources. I like the atmosphere of human resources department, dealing with people, communication. Every day there is a communication for human resources and role of HR. So I started applying my study in human resources while I was working as a call center agent. So I started this in 2006. I started something called mini MBA in Human Resources. It was provided by HRCI Egypt. After I left, changed my career from senior call center with big amount of salary to HR data entry. So I lost almost 80% of my salary to start my career in HR because I wasn't have any experience and I was not qualified to join HR. So I joined as an HR data entry. I completed my mini MBA. While I was working as an HR data entry, I promoted to HR specialist. And I started my career in human resources. It was in a big retail company in Egypt called Big Tech, and it was amazing company and environment and leaders. They helped me many times to understand the real role of HR. During this, I completed my MBA. After I completed my MBA, I joined Uni, which is a multinational company in Egypt. It's a worldwide company, ranked third one in the automotive suppliers. So our head office was in UK, and this was a new exposure for me for HR, multinational and industrial. Joined HR as a retailer, then joined industrial. I worked with them till I was nominated by them to work in Land Rover in UK. In UK, working there for 1 year of support in Land Rover factory. And it was also totally different experience because I was working with different culture, different laws, different way of thinking with the people. Then I completed my Ph.D. Then I came to Saudi Arabia. I worked there in a big company called Saudi Arab Consultant. It's an engineering and design. And completed CIBD. I'm certified CIBD, certified executive from Wharton. I'm first Egyptian graduated from Wharton University, Wharton School in Pennsylvania, as a global certified executive, and also completed my CHRO from Cornell. So everything
kept on moving every step.
I studied everything in human resources, but I like this. I like, and I also studied something related to system engineering or computer engineering called NCSE. But I completed it. I didn't feel that this is my position. I'd like always to deal with people, discuss with people, not dealing with children. So this about all my experience. And now I'm Group Total Rewards and OD Director for Saudi German Health in case.
Okay, that's an amazing journey. I mean, people who are really passionate about something, it shows that journey, right? I mean, you started with something and then you moved, you switched, you took a pay cut, you started where you wanted to be. And it's just like the book, The Alchemist. You might have read that, right? The Alchemist. It is the Egyptian story Paul Coelho wrote about. So
Yes.
it's just like that. I'm just feeling that vibe. Okay, that's very
My
interesting.
friend told me, you are crazy. You are leaving a multinational company, a senior
True.
position, to work in a local company with a junior position. I told them, I build my career.
But why do you felt so much passionate about the HR role? I mean, what attracted you most?
Dealing with people. Dealing with people. Yes, dealing
Okay.
with people. And to be, I graduated from Faculty of Law. So sometimes you feel that you are the lower in the organization. You have to play the balance role between the employee rights and organization rights also. Because organization, it's not a charity. By the end of the day, you have to achieve organization objectives. So if I went to the side of, totally side of employees or employees bias, as a thing in HR, this will reflect the overall organization performance. So to play the balance between the organizational rights and employee rights, very good. Also dealing with people. And by the way, HR is one of the most studies or fields that there is every day there is a new thing. HR.
Okay.
Not traditional. For me, HR is not traditional.
So this is really interesting to learn from you how you picked HR and what you liked meeting people, you wanted to communicate with them. But being in that position, don't you find it challenging as well? Because our organization always look toward people and business, correct? Not mostly on the people side. People side is the one who the HR will take care of, but mostly you need to make sure that the right people come on board with you so that they can make profit for the company. So don't you find that challenging?
Of course, there is a challenge spot. As an HR, on a senior role in HR, you have to find the rationale beyond every decision. When I talk to management, I have to talk about that the employee rights will increase employee morale. Employee morale will increase productivity. Productivity will lead to increase the organization achievement. So, how to convince the management or the rationale beyond your discussion? As an HR, you have to use numbers. When it comes to the board of the management, you will not talk about theories. You will tell them Jack Walsh in the winning book said one, two, three. John Maxwell in 21 Intentional Leadership book, he said one, two, three. No, you have to talk about real numbers, facts, evidence, surveys, results, analysis, but don't ever tell them a story. No, it's not like this. So the challenge, you have to think about the main challenges. You have to give rationale and analysis for the management, reflect your decision or your recommendation.
How do you do that when you
Oh,
meet somebody? I think for every position you might be going through the situation of finding the right candidate. So what is the most challenging part you see, and in which level?
okay. The most challenge I'm always saying is that to hire the right candidate at the right time.
Okay.
Sometimes I receive a call from one of the directors, colleagues, or the management. Mustafa would like to hire, for example, a factory manager.
Okay.
Okay, I tell him, okay, I'll try to find the candidate. He's saying, I need to hire him with this amount of salary. I'm telling him, the market salaries is different. Market is higher. He's saying, no, no, this is the budget. In this case, I have to let him learn from his decision. Because by the day, I'm talking about mainly family. But I'll hire the candidate for him with this budget salary, but we will find the weaknesses in performance and losses. And this happened with me before. When I was working in Egypt, I received a call from the plant director. He was British. He said, I'd like to hire a factory manager in our factory in Badr City, an area called Badr City. The factory manager's salaries at this time, it was almost, we are talking about 80. He said, no, maximum I can afford 50. This is our, as per our budget. I told him budget was wrong. He said, no, this is the maximum we can afford. I told him, okay, in this case, we'll hire someone who was deputy in another factory, and we will promote him in our factory, hire him as a factory director to accept this salary. And we did it 2 times. Last time, I told him, what is the result? He said, we lost. We lost millions, by the way. I saved 20,000 or 30,000, but I lost millions because he didn't achieve the organization objectives. He was not capable from leadership perspective, from financial perspective, from production perspective. But it wasn't his fault, it was our fault. So last time he said, Mustafa, hire factory director, factory manager with the market price.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a usual problem. I think most of the HRs are facing these days, that you find candidate, right? But with the direct skills and verifiable skills, right? Anybody writes anything in the resume. But this is a common phenomena these days, that we take on the resume sake, we hire the person, and then we face performance issues, right? Not only we compromise on the quality of the candidate due to certain facts,
Yes.
like salary, as
Right.
you said in your case.
Now, in my level now, what I'm doing, I hit the market price or salary scale in the market.
Okay.
First quartile, median, and third quartile. And I start discussion with the management. Where would you like to position your organization?
Okay.
First quartile or median or third quartile? People say, I'd like to hire the best calibers. I tell him, thank you. In this case, you have to be in third quartile. And this is the current salaries and current market survey. Maybe he say our organization not mature yet, so we can start with the median. I'm giving him, as I mentioned before, rationale, data, and based on data, we are taking our decision and determine mainly the area of the salaries and scale in the organization.
Okay, great. So you are doing a lot of analysis as well. You have mixed role of HR, and you are also seeing the business perspective, which is very rare skill to find in a HR professionals. No offense to the HRs, but taking care and doing so much of research and understanding what the business needs, at the same time, also checking what's available. So coming in between somewhere and doing your analysis, that's really great. So, tell me, Mustafa, do you also find any help from any technology? What is your idea on the hiring automation part? What is your view on it?
When it comes to technology, I already used many applications. I worked on Tab, Industrial, worked with Oracle Fusion. But now I think there is a new era for human resources with the technology, which is AI.
Yes.
AI, artificial intelligence, is playing now almost 40% of the human resources role. So AI can screen the resumes through ATS. AI can conduct interviews through some applications for interviews and read the body language. But in case the candidate is qualified for interview, he will pass the AI with a very smoothly process. For example, AI interviews is reading the body language. So during my interview, I like this, and I use my moody face and smile.
Okay.
So he will tell me he's smiling.
Okay.
If I'm an HR professional, I know that he's smiling. Maybe he's trying to hide something during the discussion. The body language while he's talking and doing something like this, something like this. I'm as an HR professional, I know that there is something hidden in his discussion. AI will not. So I'm always saying you can use AI to help HR, but not to replace HR.
Yes.
The big difference between these words. You can use AI to enhance your process, expedite your process, but you can't replace HR with AI. Maybe later, by the way, I'm sure that AI, there is an improvement happening in AI. So AI will take HR for another era. So many companies now, what they are doing, they are upscaling them staff and employees to meet the AI, to be professional while using AI. They will not replace the employee with AI, but they will help them to upskill themselves, to enhance their capabilities, to use HR to use AI in a professional way.
Absolutely. Dr. Mostafa, I will also like to tell you that there is a process like, as you mentioned, that, first would be through the ATS, you can do the screening, which is now a failure because, ATS is picking the resume based on the keyword. The AI of the ATS doesn't know whether what has been written, there is no mechanism for him to verify or validate that information which is given in the resume. Okay. So there is another part which has been introduced recently. Not recently, but yeah, kind of recently in AI era. After the ATS is, everybody knows about, but now there is a silent validation which is happening with the assessments, okay, online based assessment, so that you can understand the real capability of the person, because that is how you will know whether and how much skill that person has. And the next level is the subjective based video interview with the AI analysis, but not only just catching the gesture and how they're smiling, eye gazing and all, but also analyzing what answer the candidate has given, how they have given the answer. Based on that, the AI is giving you the answer whether this person has deeper knowledge or not. It has been introduced, that interview thing which you were mentioning, used during the pandemic time, and it was a hit, because at that people were not meeting anybody, so they wanted to see that. But it has no value if somebody is smiling or he's just talking. How will you know what whether this guy is fit for you or not? Tell me, that is the challenge, right? So it is not saving your time.
Of course. As I mentioned, we can accelerate the process, but we cannot depend on the AI 100%.
Correct. What is your view on, introducing new technology, at least to learn, that what is available and how it can be better? Because definitely we need to keep in mind what is the company's budget, and, whether organization is looking to invest in another thing.
I think the best area now for HR, for AI, sorry, it's data analysis. Power BI, it's a part. If you link the Power BI, you enter data and make an analysis on Power BI, AI will help you or will highlight to you some areas of improvement. For example, if I added on the AI the current manpower or the track of my manpower starting the year till now, and overtime, for example, the AI will mention to me that your overtime was increased the last 3 months with this percent. So if I used it in a data analysis, not data decision, he is makes analysis, and maybe in some areas AI can add some recommendation, but the human interfere is totally needed. It's totally requested, because AI maybe will analyze some data based on parameters, but will not give you a real analysis or a real recommendation, because don't have the full picture of the organization.
Is why we say that AI is not to replace you, but actually make you more efficient, right? That is how we need to look into the AI, so that the work which a person does in 2 hours, it can be done in 20 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, right? So that is the thing we need to look forward to. So tell me, Dr. Mostafa, what changes have you seen? Like, you have been into the HR for almost 2 decades, right? So what are the changes you have seen, and which is currently you see is helping specifically Saudi market?
There are many challenges if we are talking about the HR starting 10 years back and now. Previously, it was very difficult to hire some professional candidates, mainly in the area of healthcare, because some of them was graduated from UK, American board, Canadian board, and when you ask them to come to Arabia, at this time it was difficult. Currently, after the exposure which was happening in Saudi Arabia economically and cultural change which was happened in Saudi Arabia, which is, from my point of view, the best working environment in the Middle East is Saudi Arabia. Why? Because there are many areas of improvement that happen and continuously happen regarding culture, regarding labor laws, regarding economical situation of the country. They now attracting the entertainment companies around the world to come to Saudi Arabia and establish them premises here. Now Saudi Arabia will hire. They have a project, entertainment project called Al Qudaya, for example. This is the biggest entertainment area in the Middle East and North Africa. So now the country culture totally changed. Previously, it was difficult for women to drive. Now, no. Once I arrive, I can get my driving license and have a driving license and can drive a car. This changed the mindset of the candidates while it was in UK and Europe. Now they are willing to come to Saudi Arabia for stability, for security also. Saudi Arabia is one of the top 5 secure countries to live in. All these parameters, it changed the culture of human resources and candidates who would like to join Saudi Arabia. It was difficult to find local caliber. Now, the local caliber are well qualified, well trained. They are studying abroad, masters and PhDs around the world, UK, Australia, Europe. Now, the manpower or the human capital is totally different in Saudi Arabia than 10 years before. So now I think everything changed.
Okay, very nice. That is quite a good insight you have given us about the HR, and mostly, you have hyped the level of HR related jobs. Definitely people will get, attracted to be HR. So tell me, like, what advice you would like to give to people who are looking to start a career or who are, not happy with their profession and they want to make a switch into HR. So what advice you would give them?
Okay, my advice for people who would like to start working in HR, number one, you have to apply justice while you are dealing with all employees inside the organization because you are the role model. HR is the role model. And I'd like people who would like to start their career in HR to study business. Many people said, no, I have to study HR only. No, you have to study business because HR is a business partner and a strategic partner in the decisions in the organization. You hire someone as an HR and he is thinking only about HR, sure, he will fail because he don't know what is the mechanism of other departments and the organization are completed HR. So from myself, I give an advice for anyone who would like to start a career in HR, you have to start studying business. At least, no finance for non-financial marketing principles. Say, people ask me why he has to notice, telling you while he's putting the budget of human resource and budget of the organization and salaries, he should link his mindset to finance. When this will reflect, he also have to understand the core of business. Because if he take decision to hire people earlier, it will cost the organization. And if he hired people later, it will there is a losses for the organization because he didn't hire the candidate. There are many principles or values should be in HR. HR just apply justice, should be fair, apply equality, shouldn't be biased for any nationality, for any gender, for any religion. No, you are on the zero point to be as successful as a human resources professional.
That's a great advice, I would say. As a HR professional, what advice do you think a person should have when they are applying for any role? What is that makes them stand out from the other candidates to get this job? I mean, for any job, any roles. Okay. So what advice you would give to the job seekers from HR perspective?
Yes, from HR perspective, I'd like to hire the people who achieved some success in his history, mainly for manager and the above positions. I like people who did his homework before he come to the interview. There are some people I called him for interview and he's a manager and above position and I asked him, do you know about our company? He said, no. He did an effort.
Research,
and research before he come. Some people are about their ex-company in a bad way. It's totally unacceptable. You already worked with this company 2 years, 3 years, and you were part of this family. So even whatever happened, you shouldn't talk about that in
a bad way.
Negative. Also, when you are going to interview, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Read about the company well. Read your resume also. Again, well, be prepared to answer with numbers. HR don't like to hear a story. And I like the candidate who come to me and tell me what I'd like to hear.
True.
Don't tell me about the fact. Someone I was asking him, what about achievement you did in your organization? He said, I raised the stock market price through. I did a success story to increase my stock market price. While he was talking, I checked the market price and I found it to go down. Why you are saying like this? Say the truth, by the way. Say the truth. Don't be afraid to say something that happened, or don't say something not the truth, because by the end of the day, there is a verification. You will discover what you mentioned.
Good 3 tips you have given. I think people who are going to watch, they're definitely going to take advantage of this and land their right job for the right organization. Thank you so much, Mostafa, for joining in today. And we really appreciate your time, and you have shared great insights with us. Thank you so much.
And for this great discussion. Hopefully, we can discuss it again in any time.